is Dr. Emma Gray and I'm the lead clinical psychologist at the British CBT and Counselling Service. And in this video, I'm going to show you an easy and relatively painless way of reducing the amount of alcohol that you drink. Okay. Now, I found that in my clinical practice that reducing the amount of alcohol you drink as opposed to quitting completely over the longer term is much more successful in terms of kind of binging and going back to where you were. There's not a lot of evidence in this area looking at which is better, so you kind of have to decide for yourself, I guess. If you've tried quitting completely and that hasn't worked, maybe try this. Before you start, if you have been for a while drinking more than the recommended weekly maximum, so that's 14 units for women and 21 for men, go to your GP and ask for a liver function test, just to check that you don't need any physical treatment, that you've not done any damage to your liver. Once you've done that, give this a go. Okay, so the first thing to do is to keep a record, maybe for a couple of weeks, of the amount of alcohol that you drink each day in units and the time that you start drinking. Okay, so I've put this in the description below as well, but a unit is a single measure of spirits, half a pint of average strength lager, 2/3 of a small glass of wine, so that's 125 ml, half a medium size glass of wine, that's 175 ml, and 1/3 of a large glass of wine, that's 250 ml. Okay, once you have that information, the next step is to establish yourself a schedule of drinking. So this is where you decide ahead of time how many units of alcohol you're going to drink every day and when you're going to start drinking, what time you're going to start drinking. Within that, try and have at least one day where you don't have anything to drink at all. If you can't manage that right now, maybe plan to do that in a few weeks' time. But if you do plan to do that, try and also plan to do something on that day that's incompatible with drinking. That's probably going to be quite a tough day. So make the environment conducive to not drinking. Okay, here is an example of a drinking schedule. So this is somebody who thinks that they can manage on about 35 units. So it's really important here not to underestimate the amount of alcohol you need to drink in a week. You don't want to set yourself up to fail because that's not going to make you feel good and it's going to make you feel more like drinking. So as you can see here, Monday is going to be the alcohol-free day. Go to the cinema, for example, on that day. Tuesday, this person is going to start drinking at 7:30 and drink 5 units. Wednesday, Thursday, the same. Friday, they're going to allow themselves to start a little bit earlier, being realistic. Friday is often the day where we want to start drinking earlier, end of the week, so 5:30 and 6 units. Saturday, similar, going to start a little bit earlier, 8 units. And Sunday, 6:30, 5 units. Okay. Once you've stuck to your schedule for 2 weeks, then tweak your schedule a little bit. Reduce the alcohol slightly by a maximum of 1 unit and push back the time that you start drinking by a maximum of 15 minutes. So in this example, on Tuesday night, you might only drink 4 units and you might not start drinking until 7:45. Once you've done that for 2 weeks, again, revise your schedule, gradually bringing down the amount of alcohol you drink and pushing back the time that you start. So a few extra tips here. Take it slow. Give your mind and body a chance to adapt to this new way of drinking. And this will minimise any withdrawal, physical and emotional, psychological symptoms that you might feel. And it will also reduce your risk of falling off the wagon and binging. Another tip, try if you can to pick one type of alcohol, wine, beer, vodka, whatever it is. This will make it easier to keep an eye on the units that you're drinking, but it will also reduce the risk of binging. And finally, don't save your leftovers. At the end of the day, once you've drunk your allocated units, throw the rest away. This might feel a bit wasteful, but if the goal is your longer term health and well-being, maybe that's okay. Okay. In the next video, I'm going to look at how, once you've made these changes, how to make them last. So if this video was helpful, please like, subscribe and share with your friends. I'll see you soon.